Hey guys, it's Marbles TCG. We're back with another deck profile. This is going to be the Infernoid Deck Profile. So first we're going to start with the main deck, but this is the first deck I ever made, and it's been through a lot of changes. And this is the one that I liked the most for August 2021. So we're going to start with 3 Decatrons. This is going to be your go-to. You pretty much always want to see Decatron in your hand. It just like it can imitate any of the other ones, and it lets you manipulate the levels in case you need a synchro, but you don't synchro as much as you used to in this deck anymore. So one Entra, you can just bounce things back. It's pretty useful. It does target with it, but to be able to bounce something back is still useful in this meta. And if you're able to, here's Harmodic to destroy to destroy a monster. And that's always useful to have, and this used to be important, like an important combo piece with Patrulia, because you used to be able to with Decatron send Harmodic and then synchro with Patrulia, but that's not and then go into Ciphering Lord Omega, but that's not as important anymore. So Jet, you don't want to use you don't want to pull Jet in like your opening hand. It's not that great. You only want it for the Void Feast, just because well, I guess when we get to Void Feast I'll show you guys. 2 Seismists, the level 7, pretty good if you manage to attack. So if they have 2 monsters and you have managed to attack one and the other one you just can't get rid of it, you can use Seismist's ability to banish it and it doesn't target, which is really useful to have. 1 Atondo, he's never been like that great, just being able to destroy and like attack again. It wasn't that great like during the Pendulum meta, just because it has to send to the grave, and now he just isn't. He's just kind of underwhelming, but he's cool to have, and he comes in here and there just because he has a pretty good attack stat, and yeah. And then here's 2 Infernoid Deviati. Deviati's really good. It's just a heavy storm, and you can negate a monster effect. It's gonna be a very important one with Decatron just to be able to have as a negate. Here's a Nunsu. This one is the inverse of Deviati. So you're able to Dark Hole, but you can negate spells and traps. So that's very useful to have. If you guys aren't familiar with Infernoids, so the smaller ones, the level 1 to 4, but I don't have a Permias, which is the level 1. Level 1 through 4, you banish 1 from hand or grave and then you summon them. And then for 6 to 8, you banish 2 from hand or grave to summon them. And you can summon these guys from your hand or grave. And then for these, it's the same as the 2 ones, except that you need 3. So it's they're pretty costly, and you obviously need cards to send them to the grave. But yeah, so the other monsters that we run, that's it for the Infernoid monsters. You run 3 Gammas. So 3 Gammas, it's a really good... It's good because it doesn't get summoned by Reasoning, so it's an important hand trap to have, because other hand traps, they do get summoned when you use Reasoning, and you never want that to happen. But that does mean that Driver is able to be summoned. But thankfully, Driver is a normal monster, so he has he doesn't count towards the level cap for Infernoids, which, if you guys don't know, it's a level 8 or lower. Infernoids, like adding up their levels, have to be on the field. If you go past that, you're not able to summon any more Infernoids. So if you have a level 9 Deviati, you can't summon any more Infernoids. And then Lava Golem. Lava Golem, it's it can't be normal summon. So you're able to when you use Reasoning or Monster Gate, this doesn't get summoned, which is really good to have. So you continue building more cards. And it's a Kaiju. It's a Kaiju that gets rid of. It's basically a Kaiju that gets rid of 2 cards. And now we're going to go to spells. Okay, now for the spells, I run 3 Void Imagination. Void Imagination is like one of the best fusion cards out there. If they have a monster from the extra deck, you're just able to send cards from your main deck to use as fusion material. So that already fills up your grave. So if they manage... if Tira gets off the field, which is your fusion monster, which you're usually going to want to do, now you have the grave filled with a bunch of Infernoids that you can summon. So 3 is a must for that. And Vanishment. Vanishment is really good just because you're able to search out Imagination. You can search out all your Void cards, but the only ones that I have are Imagination and Feast. And Feast is just good if you go first turn, and Imagination is good if you go second turn, and they summoned a extra deck monster. So it's a really good card to have. The only thing is that once you search, it does lock you into Infernoids. So make sure if you're going into an Infernoid player that they do know that. Because I've seen where Infernoid players, they use Banishment to search something out. And then after that, they summon like a monster from the extra deck, and then they do some like they summon a non-Infernoid from the extra deck, and then they finish the person off, which you can't do. If you use this to search this out. But yeah, 3 Monster Gate, really good. You tribute a monster, and you get to mill, and it combos especially well with Layer of Darkness, which is a really good card that isn't part of the Infernoid archetype, but it's just helped it out a lot. And with this, you're able to tribute your opponent's monsters to use for your effects, and that counts towards a Monster Gate. So you can tribute their monsters in order to summon, in order to mill a bunch of cards. And to search that out, one more Terraforming, because you're going to want to have it. And then I run, these are the one-ofs, Pot of Extravagance. This one I would run 3 of. I'm not sure exactly what I would take out for it, but it's definitely like a card that you should run 3 of if you're able to. I guess one that you could get rid of is Barrier from a Different Dimension. I think it's pretty good just to be able to recycle a few materials here and there. It's come in clutch for me, and I know a lot of people don't run it, but I still like it. Raigeki, being able to pop monsters. I guess these 2 would be good contenders if you want to get rid of them for Pot of Extravagance, if you have that. And then I run 1/1-for-1, so you're able to use this to just get rid of a monster, and then you can summon a Decatron with it. Reasoning is basically a Layer of Darkness, except you don't have to sacrifice a monster. And then Void Feast, this is the card you're going to want to go to for your first turn. It just sets up a bunch of... that's the reason you run Sajet, is so that you have... Because you can summon Inferno monsters that are up to level 8. So you get Sajet, which is level 6, and then 2 Decatrons, which are 2 level 1s. And then with the 2 level 1s, you send... I usually send 1 Anunsu and 1 Devyati, so now you can negate 1 spell or trap or 1 monster effect during their turn. And that's just with this card. So that's really good. Obviously, you're going to need to send a Void card with it, so that's why I use Void Banishment and search this out. But yeah, that's going to be for the spells and traps. Now for the extra deck. Now for the extra deck, I run 1 Gravity Controller. So Gravity Controller is really good just to be able to get rid of a monster in your extra monster zone. So this one's usually going to be used to get rid of Tierra. If they did something to like negate Tierra's like ability to be destroyed, you can just link it to get this. So that's usually what you're going to want to go to, just so that you're able to you're just not locked into Tierra. It's a good card to have. It doesn't come in a lot, but it's useful to have, I think. Linkable, pretty good. This one's more applicable to like Decatron. If they do something to Decatron, like some sort of hand trap that negates it, that would be Linkarible's a way out. So We Bewitched Apprentice is kind of let me see this one. So Doolittle Chimera and Bewitched Apprentice are pretty much the same, but one is for fire and dark attributes. Fire is just so you link 2, you get this. It's just it's a good card to have. It gives you a little bit of an attack boost, and if it's destroyed, you get a fire card from your grave. It's just good to have in order to like reach a certain number if you're trying to OTK or get close to just defeating them that turn. And then Witch is when you have Layer of Darkness, everything becomes dark. So you're going to need to have that just in case. Barricade Borg Blocker is just useful one to have because you're going to need something to link into your higher links, and this is what you're going to need in case like you have monsters that you kind of have to like get rid of. So Decode Talker, I still have this in there. You can replace it with something else. I just kind of still have it in there. It comes in like every here and there, but I would probably replace it if I was you. And then the monster and the link monster that you're gonna summon the most is Crusadia Equimax. So this card, if you use a link monster to summon it, so that's why you use like one of these or these, and then you link it and to get into this. Crusadia Equimax, and then he gains an attack equal to the 2 monsters that are like connected to its link or above too. So this one's really useful for let's see, if you get the big guys, so like this, Sitesimus, and like another Sitesimus. So if you're, once you link summon and you get Crusadia Equimax, he's gonna get the attack boost of these guys. So basically he gains 5400 or 5200. So he's at a 7200 attack. So you attack with 7200, then you use Sitesimus effect, you tribute it, and now you can attack with these two. Because he locks you into only attacking with him. But because you're able to tribute him, you can kind of go around that. Then I have 2 Infernoid Tiara. These are just your Void Imagination targets. It's really good for sending cards from your extra deck and deck to the grave. So for extra deck that you're going to want to send to the grave, your main things are going to be the Elder Entity Nest. That's going to be the main target, as you're able to pop 3 cards, including one of your cards. So I usually go for popping 2 of their cards and then popping Tiara, so now you're able to summon more Infernoids. But yeah, and then for Synchros, I have Cypher and Lord Omega. I still like running that. I think it's still pretty useful for bouncing cards from their hand. Then I have Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, which is again, you don't need this one as much. I still don't really have like anything else to add to it, but he's good if they have a lot of monsters from the extra deck and you want to pop them. Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, he comes in handy here and there. You can summon them with the 2 Sitesimus, and he just punishes them for playing the game every here and there. They have to pay a fee basically. And my 5 Torment tokens that come from the Lair of Darkness. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys like the deck profile. If you want us to make more deck profiles or make combos or live duels, let us know in the comments down below, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.